Thank you for joining us for this sermon podcast from United Christian Church of Austin, where no matter who you are or where you are on life's journey, you're invited and welcome. Our sermon for today, September 11th, 2016, is Faith in Action. There's a saying that youth are the future of the church, but that saying is wrong, as our youth group from United Christian Church proves today when they take the reins to tell us about their work this summer on 2 mission experiences, working with Mission Waco in Waco, Texas, and traveling to Orlando, Florida, with 3,000 youth from across the country for the National Youth Event of the United Church of Christ and Christian Church Disciples of Christ. As you can hear clearly in today's sermon, youth are not the future of the church. They are the church today, and they are church leaders today as well. If you enjoy this podcast and would like to learn more about our open and affirming ministries at United Christian Church, simply head over to our website, www.uccaustin.org. Thank you.
Our reading today comes from the Hebrew Bible from the book of James, chapter 2. Let's listen together for a living word from God for us in these words from James. What good is it, my brothers and sisters, if you say you have faith but you do not have works? Can faith save you? If a brother or sister is naked and lacks daily food, and one of you says to them, "Go in peace, keep warm and eat your fill," and yet you do not supply their bodily needs, what is the good of that? So faith by itself, if it has no works, is dead. But someone will say, "You have faith and I have works. Show me your faith apart from your works, and I by my works will show you my faith." Friends, God is still speaking to the world. May our hearts be open to listen and respond. Amen.
Amen.
Hello. Good morning. My name is Kyle, and I'm going to be recapping the mission trip. So on June 26th through 30th, 25 youth from our church and 28 youth from 5 other churches went up to Waco on mission trip. We did work through Mission Waco, which is a nonprofit mission organization in Waco, and we did various things like home repair, we ran a kids camp, and we also led worship at a homeless shelter. And so some of the service projects include, we worked at a nursing home where we played bingo with the residents and did various arts and crafts. We painted picket fences at the entrance to the neighborhood. And there used to be buildings there that were used for drug deals and prostitution. So Mission Waco tore down those buildings, put up new ones, and now they're adding picket fences and painting them white, just to beautify the area. And another group, they shoveled gravel to create a driveway at one of the transitional housing, which is where men who were previously incarcerated go to transition back into the world. And at another transitional house, we improved the aesthetic appeal, or we were working to start improving the aesthetic appeal by we chipped paint off of poles that were to be painted later on, and we also cleaned out a storage unit and built a floor in there so that things didn't rot. And then there was another group, they cleaned a lot next to the Jubilee Market, which was to be used for a greenhouse, an aquaponics greenhouse, which will be growing fresh fruits and vegetables for the Jubilee Market. And we also ran a kids camp at some of the low-income housing complexes, where we played organized games and did various arts and crafts with the kids as well. And then one of my most rewarding experiences from any mission trip, especially this Waco mission trip, was we went to My Brother's Keeper, which is their homeless shelter. And we led worship there. And there was this guy, he had managed to scrounge up enough money to buy himself a guitar. And at the end of the service, after we were kind of wrapping up, he went up in front of everyone and he played his guitar. And it was a great experience. It was quite heartwarming. But I want to give a massive thank you to all of you for donating and participating and giving us and allowing us to go on these fantastic trips where we get impacted like we do. So thank you very, very much.
Hi, I'm Jennifer, and I'm going to be talking about NYE. NYE is a national youth event that we went to this year in Orlando, Florida. It only happens once every 4 years, and we got to stay at Disney this year. And one of the really cool things about NYE was that they would have these speakers that they brought in each night. So we just wanted to tell you guys about some of the speakers that we heard. So on Wednesday, the speaker was named Trisha Prabhu. She was 15 years old, and she was speaking about her solution to bullying on social media. So she was upset that bullying was such a problem on social media, and after hearing about many cases where victims of cyberbullying had committed suicide, she was determined to do something to try and stop cyberbullying. So Trisha built an app that forces users to think twice about what they are about to post. It's called Rethink, and it's had a lot of success. A lot of people have downloaded it, and what I found really inspiring about Trisha was how she took action on an issue that she cared about, and she saw cyberbullying was a problem and went into action to find a way to fix it.
Hi, I'm Mara.
And I'm Anna.
And one of the speakers we heard while at NYE, her name was Hadika Bashir, and she was a 14-year-old girl who personally experienced the pressures of childhood marriage. She dedicated her life to spreading awareness of the effects childhood marriage have on young girls, and she told us about her experiences at the National Youth Event in Orlando.
Hadika founded the organization Girls United for Human Rights and is an advocate for the LGBT community, especially the transgendered people living in her conservative area. She is the 2015 youngest recipient of the Muhammad Ali Humanitarian Award, and at only 14, she has accomplished so much and is a huge inspiration.
Good morning, everybody. My name is Davis Owen, and the group of people I'm going to be talking about, it's a group of artists, and they're called the Peace Poets. So we first got an introduction to them in one of our services, and their music speaks about the justice system, how corrupt the justice system is, and they use that for their music through poetry and writing lyrics. And the way they did it for us, like on stage, was through a cappella or making their own beats, like with crazy noises, and just how fun it was. They make sure that everybody is also interactive. They'll they'll give a cue what you should say or repeat back. And they also encourage whenever you hear a verse that they say or a rhyme or a bar, like a bar also means rhyme, that you also kind of engage with that. Like you hear what they say, and it's okay to go, ooh, I see what you mean. Just kind of get into the music. Like they want their people interactive. This is actually their CD that I purchased for $10 there. And I actually listened to it coming here, and I also, during our break, I also listened to it again. I really love their music. And Brian's going to also play a quick clip of what it looks like when they're on stage.
I said, my liberation is your liberation, and your liberation is my liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. And my liberation is your liberation, and your liberation is my liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free, let's get free. I said, call for meditation, they not so under rotation. Put the freedom on the stations. We are forming a new nation based on justice and forgiveness and rehabilitation. They addicted to the money and their public reputation. But if you decide to share, you can join the conversation. How in practice we don't get these reparations. But don't take patience for the prophecy is ancient, because every breath you take is a holy invitation. I grab the mic with a purpose and a vision. Rehearsing abolition of parental supervision. I'm never in collision with this foreign day slavery. Stripping off the chains of a brain that they gave to me. Pretty clean to see that they ain't playing fair. The games how they care, you first foreign affairs. Pretending over here, pretending over there. It's not about the oil of the air, I swear. I care, cause no one told me this. La justicia la paz, but this you will exist. Being la bendición, a hug and a kiss, and that's why I got the microphone in my fist. Bliss, true pleasure when you speak truth. When you face facts, homies you can't replace that. Remember, the truth will set you free, we tell you how it is, and we tell you how it should be. If we've seen vets against the war, getting wet in the rain, marching with the students so tuition don't change, and when black men are gunned down by police, we've seen farmers stand up with their family in the street. We've seen immigrants and old folks marching for the same goal, cause something in the soul knows we are never so low. We in the halls of power, breaking down these doors, forgetting invitation. We built these shores. Because we damn sure that my liberation is your liberation, and your liberation is my liberation. So let me hear the people say, let's get free, let's get free now, let's get free, let's get free.
So that was what our concert was like, except of course there was like 3,000 plus people there, and it was a lot of yelling and screaming and all that good stuff. But yeah, they really taught me that you can do anything. Like, you can channel whatever dreams you want to help other people, whether it's through music or it could be another type of form of art, whether it's drawing, theater, or whatever your passion is about. And that's what I learned from them.
Good morning. My name is Chris, and I'm just going to talk about just some experiences I had at NYE. So NYE was my first really big sort of exposure to the LGBTQ sort of community. Most people I interact with that I know of are straight. So it was just really interesting to see all these different kinds of people that I never really interacted with much before. Like I along with Sam Crane, we went to two sort of conferences type things that NYU was holding. One was called Queer Youth Identities. And it was just sort of, she described it in the 9 o'clock service as sort of a crash course on sexuality, gender identity, and pretty much a lot of common things LGBTQ people have to deal with. And then we also went to another course. It was called This Is Not a Weapon. And it was about some of the passages from the Bible that people commonly use as a weapon against LGBTQ people. It talked about, the speaker explained those, explained why they are sort of invalid, rather. And then the speaker told us about some verses from the Bible that LGBTQ people could use to defend themselves from that sort of hatred. And it was just really interesting to me to see this whole community of people that I've never been a part of. And now I got to interact with them, and it was just really cool.
Hi, I'm Annika.
I'm Gracie.
And so a boy named Aiden Hornaday he was 14 years old. He came to speak to us at NYE about how he uses music to help others.
He would play his harmonica on the side of the street, and any free change that he got, he would donate to charity.
He has now made a business out of his talent.
By donating this money, he's helped a lot of people.
His message is that anyone can make a difference regardless of your age.